So I'm making this video to serve more as just a general log of a thought that I've had, and I want to be able to watch it and remember it, or like have it there as a reminder. And maybe it'll help one of you guys out there watching it. But pretty much, for someone who's essentially thrown his education out the window and entrepreneurship is really my only option, and I've kind of had that thought or that idea for however long I've been, since I was in school. I saw trading as my only option, right? Or I wanted to make it my only option. I did not want to work for someone else. All that, all the stereotypical stuff that you hear, avoiding the 9 to 5, or avoiding when you're told to go on break and whatnot. But really, I can't do that. I couldn't do that, and so I made day trading my get out of jail card, right? But I didn't realize that in the 3 years of doing it, 2 years of it, I was so scared of failing, because I had all the family pressure, school, friends doubting me, making fun of me, whatever. But in the past year, I've learned to kind of switch the way I perceive failure, and it's that failure doesn't mean something isn't going to plan. Failure is part of the plan. So many people are scared of failing, but they don't realize that failure is a teacher, and it teaches you things that no one else can. And it's amazing what becoming content with failure has done for me. In the past year, when the first time when I really realized that, I actually encouraged myself to fail and learn all these mistakes, because it's like skateboarding, right? When you're first learning to do a trick, an ollie, if you fail every single time, you find every single possible way to not do an ollie and fail and not land it, the next time you try it, the only outcome there is to land it, to stick the trick, or dropping in, You're going to find every single way to not do it, or do it wrong, that the next time you do it, the only possible outcome there is to drop in, to actually do the trick. And yeah, so in the first year of me actually realizing that failure is just a teacher, and when I encourage myself to fail, I learned so many lessons about myself as a person, myself as a trader, and it really just kind of revealed all the flaws and bad habits that I have. And then 2026 kind of started, right? For 2 months, where the first 2 months of the year, I actually really didn't do that well. I thought, I've learned all these lessons, I think that, and then there's a whole New Year motivation thing. I thought, alright, this is the year, I'm gonna do everything, and I just failed even more, and I thought I had learned every single failure. And I'd be lying if I didn't say I'm still failing now, but I'm failing less. Anyways, in the last 3 months, two and a half to 3 months, because I encouraged myself to fail, I've made or seen so much more success with myself in terms of trading, obviously, habit building, my discipline, how I use my day productively and all that. Every single thing has improved and increased dramatically. Now that I've looked back and understand where I failed in the previous years, and now that I'm trying to filter those bad habits out, replace them with good ones, I've seen so much more success. Or rather, I've seen better produced results, right? The hard thing about failure is more the mindset that you, or the thoughts you get when you're in this period of time where it's just failing and failing and failing and you don't really understand why. And then all those thoughts, or all those, the words that of doubt and people making fun of you start to creep in. It's like, is what they're saying true? Should I have just gone and got a new degree? Should I have just gone and got a job, got a good ATAR, right? Being in a period of just pure failure, failing and failing and failing over and over again, and then the added pressure of people making fun of you and making jokes about you and downing you, it is hard to see that these failures as lessons. And I want to be the person to tell you that this is a good thing. If people are making fun of you, if people are doubting you, if people are gossiping about you, and you're in this season of failure, it means you're doing something right. It means you're making progress and they see it, but they don't want to admit it. They know that your failures will soon produce results. And you know what? Maybe they're just dickheads and they're purely making fun of you. I want to tell you that in this season of failure, you are doing something right. Failing is part of the plan. You need to fail. You need to be, in trading terms, you need to be or have a bearish trend before the move up. You need to have a retrace before the big expansion up. Right? Failing is good, and I want you people to know why it's so good. Why it's so good, because it teaches lessons. And to just ignore everyone who's doubting, who's making jokes, ignore the jokes, ignore the doubt. Keep failing, keep learning. They're only good failures if you learn the lesson. So please, keep failing, but learn the lesson from it, and eventually you'll filter out all this failure, and the only outcome that there will be left for you is to succeed.